About 1 o'clock in the morning, we were put in this steel container and with just a few blankets and told just sleep, and they wanted to actually close the container, and one of the ladies got really almost paranoid, you know, and I didn't want them to close it either, so they left the door open, but it was freezing, you know. Then 5 o'clock in the morning, come on. So we got into this Toyota Land Cruiser and went another 3 hours to Ghazni, and they said, we're going to take you to a house, a satellite phone. You're going to be able to talk to the embassies and see whether they're willing to give some money. So they actually wanted ransom money. We'd heard some bombs and we thought, that'd be right. We've just come to this city and now the Americans are bombing the city and they don't even know we're here, you know. But then we had other gunfire, so we just continued to pray, and rocket launches, and then all of a sudden there was a breaking noise, of smashing noise, and they'd broken the door downstairs. We thought, what's happening now? Are they taking us, someone else taking us, or what, you know? And then a couple of young guys, excited, came through the door. You're free, you're free. I said, what do you mean we're free, you know? Taliban had them, Taliban's finished.
When we heard the knocking, the door, they were trying to break down the door, I thought, oh no, they've come to kill us now. And then all of a sudden, all these guys come into our room and say, you're free, you're free. And we just sat there for a few seconds. We thought, what, we're free? And we realized that the Taliban had all left.
And what did you think?
I just thought, this is incredible. God, you're awesome. I can't believe this. This is so incredible.
We thought they were Northern Alliance probably. They weren't Northern Alliance. They were private commanders that had taken over the town. So this is an hour after we got put in the jail. God has got these guys to spring us out of jail. So we walk through the city and everybody's celebrating, everybody's happy, you know. And we go to this people's house and they just look after us like honoured guests. We don't even know them, you know. And then they say, well, we've got to go to ICRC and see whether we can do some negotiations for your release, you know, or see if we can get an aircraft or something in to come and get you, you know. And somebody in the ICRC had a satellite phone. And this was a guy that had actually helped us right in the beginning, and we hadn't seen him for a month and a half. But he had a satellite phone there. So we were able to get onto the American embassy and find out what they were doing. They wanted to pick us up between 11:30 and 4 in the morning. ICRC said that's past curfew, we can't go at those hours. The commander says I've got to get to the other two commanders to get their permission, because if I do it on my own, they'll kill me, sort of thing. So I thought, oh no. Because we've only got this one lamp, you know, we're supposed to have 4 fires, you know, but we didn't have time, you know. So they went by a couple of times again. We thought, man, this is crazy, we're not even going to get out of here, and it was freezing, you know. So a couple of the ladies started pulling their shutters off and lighting fire to them, and then some of the other guys, the commander and the other, they found some wood and they put on, so we had this fire going, you know. So eventually they saw us and they came in with flares, but then they were gone. We thought, what's happened now? I can't really go through the details, but anyway, all of a sudden these guys are there. Come on, let's go. They've got us by the shoulder and we're running through the dark for another 300 kilometres, and all of a sudden there's this huge helicopter there and we're in the back. No lights, just these night vision glasses, you know, just sitting on the floor. It was amazing stuff, you know.
How did you feel at that moment?
Stuff. It felt great. Yeah.
It was 2 people who were set up by this family to go to their homes. They were very persistent, and they asked 3 of our ladies to go there and show them a film about Jesus, and they felt quite pressured to go. That Friday when they went, only 2 decided to go, the other one was too busy, and they tried to show the film but the computer didn't work. And when they left the house, the family didn't follow them down the road like they normally do to see them into their taxi, and they thought this was very strange. And the Taliban were waiting for them, and they said, where are the 3? Where's the 3rd person? So we realized then that this had been set up by this family. And the rest of us were innocent of the charges that they had fabricated against us, because 2 of us were taken just going to the office. Another lady was in her bed, she was sick, they took her. Another lady was working on one project when they took her. Our director was checking up on one of the ladies when he was taken. So none of us were doing the things that they had charged us of.
Only the 2
Only
ladies.
the 2, but they were really set up, they were pressured. And I think it's important for people to realize we were not there to convert Muslims. We are there to help the people. We have been working with Afghan refugees for the last 18 years.
But when you show Jesus video and when you give a Bible, isn't that evangelizing?
If people request to see this, in some Muslim countries they have free access to a Bible. Like in Pakistan, they can go and buy one. And if they ask for one, yes, we give it to them, but we don't try and convert people. If people ask us to share about our faith, what we believe in, we share with them. We have had mullahs ask us, what do we believe? And in fact, one of them was debating with our director about Christianity. Many times they say to us, you should become a Muslim. And we say, well, this is what we believe. I don't believe that is preaching. I believe that's just sharing.
If you're sharing the gospel with an Afghan and you know that it's very dangerous for Christians or for people who have a Bible, don't you put them in risk? Isn't your responsibility to avoid that?
Well, it is, and I guess the onus is always on the person who either wants to know the information or to receive the information. The onus on us is to explain that you may well die if you do that. If you accept that, if you want to see that, it may well cost you your life. Are you willing? Are you willing to lose your life if that's what you do? Don't play around with this. Don't do it because you just want to impress me, or because you want to be my friend, or you want to get some money from me to help whatever you're doing. Don't do it. You know, it's serious business. You know, for you, it's serious business. You know, so if you know that, and you still want to see or receive, then that's your responsibility. You cannot. Yes, we feel we are as absolutely careful as we can be. We don't put anybody's life in danger knowingly. And we put the onus of danger of life onto the other person because it's their life, it's not ours. You know.
So you said because you warned
them? So they
them?
have to decide if the warning's there, and it's been not just once but several times, and I have actually pushed people away because I've been unsure of their situation. I said, no, just go back and think about it. Don't, you know, go back and think about it again. And when a person's come back half a dozen times and they're desperately asking and they know the cost, it's for them. For me, that's for them. You know? Some people might say that's wrong, but for me, that's my responsibility.